Hi, welcome to the first of hopefully many episodes of Uncomfortable Conversation with Jennifer. So, in the midst of all this pain and hurt, some of you men, our friends, our brothers, and our fathers have reached out to us and we've had conversations on how you can stand with us and every other person affected and how we can make the society better. So, this is for you because in order to stand with us, you have to be fully educated on issues that pertain to us so that you can feel the full level of pain and so that you can have full understanding. So, I believe that if men have made women and girls to live in constant fear, then only men can be the solution. So, this is made for you, my brothers, my fathers, my friends, to increase your level of understanding so that you can increase your level of compassion and lead ultimately to change. So, consider this a safe space to respond to so many questions and conversations you've raised. Now, I've had some of you ask, why do you think there is male privilege? Well, let's say there is a 100 meters race competition and 10 athletes are competing. And then the organizers call out 5 of them and have their hands and eyes tied. And they say to them, you can now go and compete with the others. See, this would never be a fair competition if they don't have their hands and eyes untied. Or better still, have the hands and eyes of the other competitors tied. Society and men in particular have limited women's performance in the society for years. And now they say, women, you can now compete in things like politics, and you still justly believe you've been fair? Now, male privilege is having a head start due to hundreds of years of systematic and systemic sexism. It is having a head start or an advantage intrinsically built into your life. This is not saying your life has not been difficult. No. It is saying your gender has not limited you. It has not limited you to how far you can go in life. It has not limited you to how much you can achieve as a human. Where I live, anytime I go out to the street, I am conscious of the man behind me and I'm conscious of the man walking my way. So I walk so fast away because I know I could be touched indiscriminately, I could be harassed, and worst of, they can get away with it. So I know so many of you worry of same thing for your sisters, for your mothers, for your friends, and for your wives. But how many of you worry of same thing for yourselves? Now you want to know what privilege is. Privilege is not having to worry about things like this. That's privilege. So some days ago, I was at a park and a guy kept calling out to me. And he kept calling, fine girl, half an hour. Fine girl, half an hour. I didn't respond to him. I didn't even turn. And after some minutes, he walked to me and he pulled my hand. And he said, you know they hear wetin they call you. You know they hear. No be say you even find safe. I just want manage you. If you do too much, I go come pay your bride price, marry you, put for house, and I go dey beat you every day. And now all the men seated there, not even one of them could say anything to this man that kept harassing me. Not even one of them. There were about 8 men. Not a single one of them said anything. Now, male privilege is your ability to weaponize your maleness and live life unconsciously, because I as a woman would have to calculate every single one of my moves the moment I step out of my door. You've also raised conversations and asked, how come everyone is so in on violence against women and more like little attention has been paid to men? Well, in most of the cases, women are the victims. And even when women are the perpetrators, family and society at large deals with the woman. But when she's the victim, same family and society is quiet about it. Now, in a case of domestic violence, where women in most of the cases are the victims, you see family and you see society preach tolerance, preach respect, and preach a whole lot of things. But when the man is the victim, same family and same society would have the woman punished and have her pay things like fine. And in the worst case scenario, family or even the society at large would enforce divorce on the woman and the man. So, gender based violence in most part of history has always had everything to do with women. Sexual abuse, domestic violence, you name it. Women were treated like lesser beings who should be limited and oppressed. So, gender based violence has always had women as victims, and it has everything to do with women. And so, there's a visible reaction whenever there is a case of violence against women, because this act reminds us of the pain that the women before us had to go through and our pain and struggle today. It does remind us of that. So, men, I submit that you can't, shouldn't, nor should you have a desire to abuse a woman. Because remember, abuse is synonymous with oppression. In fact, abuse is oppression. So, yes, some of you have raised points like there are institutions and there are laws put in place to handle issues of rape, issues of domestic violence, and every other issue of gender based violence. How come you people are always outraged? Well, we are always outraged because these institutions and these laws have never been on our side. It has never been on the side of the girl child. And so we are outraged because all they've ever done is pay no attention and overlook our stories and our voices. And so we want them now to care. We want them to care about our stories and our voices because we are tired. We are tired of every single one of the things happening. Also, I've had some of you ask, how come women are more about men on women abuse than women on women abuse? Yes, there are men on men abuse, women on women abuse, women on men abuse, and there are men on women abuse. That's correct. But the thing is, when a woman abuses another woman, the system in most of the cases comes to the aid of the oppressed. The system comes to the aid of the oppressed. But when a man is the abuser, he most times gets away with it. We make emphasis on it because most of the abuses are gender based. So it's not like we don't care, but it's just like saying the same thing like, why are you saying girls and women are getting raped when actually boys get raped too? We understand that anybody can get raped, anybody can get abused. But right now, at this moment, women and girls are raped and killed by men. And we can't change this. The truth is, only you, our brothers, our friends, and our fathers can change that. Only you. So, if you want to know how you can help us, how you can stand with us, and how you can help us and every other person affected, you must first educate yourself so you know exactly what you're standing for and why you are standing. Because the only way we can solve this issue is through exposure and education, through compassion and through empathy. So, consider this a safe space to educate yourself. And please leave your questions and share this video. Because while you think you might not be ignorant of issues like this, someone you know, maybe someone you love, may be.